right, so now what we might start with is getting some exercises for your ankle, getting that warmed up before we get on the board. So we're going to use this band here, and I'll get you into this position here, and I'll just slip the band around your front ankle.
Okay.
So just lifting up your foot.
So this would be exercises that people who've had ankle injuries snowboarding could do like before a day snowboarding?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great warm-up exercise, and it's good to get your ankle nice and warm and moving smoothly before you get into a board.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you want to do with this band is strap it around your ankle, underneath these two knuckles on the side of your ankle, and get some tension pulling back on the ankle like that. And then what you want to do is bring your knee forward over your toes and come to that point of stiffness. Hold for a couple of seconds, and then you can back off and repeat.
And how many times do I do this?
I would aim for about 20 times, just as a starter. There's no perfect number, but you can definitely go to the point where you feel like you're getting some benefit from the movement.
Because this ankle is actually a bad ankle for me. It's much stiffer than my left ankle.
All right.
From an injury.
From an injury. So we'll see how we go after a few of these repetitions, see how it feels after compared to before.
I feel like I'm getting a little bit more motion every time, a little bit more range.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what you want to do. You sort of want to push into that new range and try and come to that point of stiffness every time. If there's a little bit of pain, you can back off a little bit. But if it's just stiffness, you can push firmly into that.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so the next one we can do doesn't really need any equipment, so it's super easy. If we just grab a chair here and sit down like this, you can get your foot out and then start tracing circles with your ankles. So bring your toes up towards your knee, push your toes down towards the floor, and just circle as far as you can. Yeah, around like that. Yeah.
Okay. Crack.
A little crack. That's a good sign. He's just listening up.
Okay.
So same sort of thing here. You can just circle going clockwise about 20 times or whatever feels comfortable for you. You want to push into that stiffness. So go as far as you can each direction and then change direction and go anti-clockwise.
And roughly 20 times each way?
Yeah, that's a good starting point.
And this will help just, for example, if I have stiff ankles, this will help get it lubed up for the day if I was going to have a big day of boarding.
Absolutely, that's a good way to put it. So a lot of people, when they wake up in the morning and they've had an ankle injury, they're going to feel a bit stiff, and this is a great way to get your ankle nice and warm before you get into a board where you're going to be locked in your bindings and your boots.
Awesome. Well, ankles are a super important part of snowboarding. They affect your stiffness in an ankle, will even affect your ability to grab your snowboard. So if you have stiff ankles or you've had ankle injuries, this is going to be something that you would like to maybe incorporate into your routine before a big day of riding.
All right, Nev, so now that we've loosened up our ankle, what we can start to do is do a bit more of a dynamic warm-up, which is more of a moving warm-up. A really easy way to do that to warm up the muscles in the ankle is to start with some calf raises. So just lifting your heels off the ground, up and down like that in a mellow pace. What you can also do is add in a bit of roll out with your ankles, so that's going to target the muscles more on the outside of your ankle. So these are pretty key stability muscles when you're in the park.
Yep.
How's that one feel?
Good. Doesn't look like I have as much movement as you. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm imagining it.
All right. So now that we've done the calf raises, we're going to do a few jumps and hops. So this is called a pogo, where we just keep the legs straight, just bounce with the ankles there. And then what we can do is switch over to single leg, switching over to the other side.
Gets your calf muscles burning pretty quickly.
Definitely does, which is good to get your calves warm before you get into a park and start jumping.
Yep.
So now that we've done the dynamic warm-up, we can add some movements on the board.
So that's something, that little dynamic thing you could do after stretching, again, before a day of snowboarding.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good way to warm yourself up, is to take away the stiffness in the ankle, get the muscles warm, and then the benefit of having a board like this is to get your feet into a snowboarding ready position while you're not in snow, and then start to load the ankle in that position. So what we can do is just practice some weight shifting, going side to side, practicing that tail and nose press.
And just feeling the different kind of pressures through the ankle.
Feeling the different pressures through the ankle.
Yeah.
And just loading them with your full body weight.
So yeah, this would be called a tail press and a nose press in snowboarding, or it could also be called a tail butter or a nose butter. Yeah.
That's
This is also a way, I mean, as a physiotherapist, have you had people who have come and used boards like this to rehab an ankle?
Yeah, and I think it's a good way to do it because in the snowboarding world, we can do all the stuff in the gym, but there's no feeling like being in a board and practicing that weight shift. So this is a good transition if you wanted to go from the gym setting onto snow. This is the good in between where you're locked into a board, but you're not quite on snow yet.
Awesome, thank you.
No problems.